Good morning. Good morning. This is going to be a quick follow-up video to the one that I did yesterday because there was something that I forgot to bring up and emphasize. What I want you guys to do is to go to the description box of that video and click on the links for Dallas, Texas, and New York, and pay attention to the dates that those articles got released. And if you'll notice, those dates were after Surviving R. Kelly had dropped. So by then, Surviving R. Kelly was able to secure millions of viewers who were negatively influenced by that docuseries. And then the next thing is you also got to look at the media outlets who released those articles. They weren't mainstream media. So what that told me is you had mainstream media that was on code. So they weren't going to touch that type of information because the narrative has always been R. Kelly is guilty. So any type of information that's going to make him look like he was set up and railroaded, we're not going to put that information out, which goes to the timing of those articles. So you put them out after Surviving R. Kelly, but you didn't put them out before the docuseries dropped, when that information would have had more impact. Because keep in mind, Faith Rogers, she filed her first criminal complaint in April of 2018. So the significance in that is when you look at her having filed a subsequent criminal complaint in a totally different jurisdiction 4 or 5 months later in August, you got to ask yourselves this question. What would there have been a need for you to file another criminal complaint in a different law enforcement jurisdiction if the first one was successful? Because obviously, if the one in Dallas had went in favor of Faith Rogers, R. Kelly would have ended up being indicted, arrested, and charged. Well, that didn't happen. And to me, it's just another example of how people around R. Kelly dropped the ball, because number one, they should have been on top of that criminal investigation from the start. So my thing is, as soon as they got the results back saying that Dallas PD had no proof that R. Kelly had committed any type of crime against Faith Rogers in the city of Dallas, they should have jumped in on mainstream media as prominently as they could and put that information out. Because what that would have did was, even if they didn't know that Surviving R. Kelly was currently under production, you would have Lifetime would have knew. They would have got wind of that. So then that would have put them in the pickle, because now they're going to be like, okay, well, we done put this young lady in our docu-series. She's filed a criminal complaint with Dallas PD that's now going bust. She's filed a lawsuit against him. She's been on CBS giving interviews. I liken that to like a press run that a music artist is doing a couple of months before the album drop. You know, like how they hitting up different outlets to give interviews, things of that nature. Well, I look at that as the same thing with Faith Rogers, because obviously if you drop and Surviving R. Kelly and you got all these people in this docuseries that don't nobody know about, that's going to come off as real suspicious. But having had her do all of those things month prior to the docuseries drop, they're going to be like, okay, well, we've seen this young lady before. We've seen her in the news. We've seen her on CBS with Jerrika Duncan and on Dr. Oz and stuff like that. So it's not going to come as a complete surprise once she ends up in the finished docuseries. But again, the people around R. Kelly, dropped the ball, because, that's something that they should have been on top of. And I'm going to leave you with something that Timothy Savage said, and it's going to put it in perspective as to what type of position that Lifetime would have been in with Surviving R. Kelly when they're trying to make a decision as to whether they're going to ride with her after that information got put out about that criminal investigation, or whether they're going to edit her out. Y'all comment, tell me what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Back up. So Tamara knows already?
Yeah.
She know the truth?
Hell yeah. I told her.
So then I don't understand how they know all of the truth about these people, but they still allowing them to be a part of it.
Well, you know why? They spent over $3, $4, $5 million, and it's too late to edit that shit and take them out.
That's some crazy shit. Now I can see y'all and y'all daughters, but if you know that, these other girls are being dishonest, my thing is, what makes you think that it's not gonna come out later and then you're gonna look like a damn fool?
Exactly.